What is up, Nintendo goers? I'm Jaguar, and today I'm checking out the new first look trailer of the Nintendo Switch 2. As you may know, or not know, I own a Nintendo Switch, so this was kind of big news for me as someone who's had the version 2, which is not necessarily the OLED, but it has the better Joy-Cons, I believe. I don't know, some weird stuff, same banana, right? But it looks like we're finally getting the Nintendo Switch that we want, which is gonna play, I think, 1080p, which is kind of like such a big ask for Nintendo. I feel like the OLED was a solid quality update, but it wasn't necessarily building upon software or hardware where the Switch could play better games. So let's check it out if it's any good. But before we start praising Nintendo, please do like and subscribe. It would mean a lot. Here we go. Nintendo. Yes. This is the old one, right? Okay. Ooh. It's so ASMR. Okay. Another USB-C port? It's a better kickstand. It goes pretty deep. It snaps back. Ah, they're sticking with black now. Okay, they're still gonna make it red or peach. Okay. They made it more like a controller. Like they gave it like bumps, which is nice. Okay, they're like rodents. Ooh, I'll talk about it later. Okay, I love the clickety clacks. Okay, Nintendo Switch 2. Is that it? Okay. I think this is the new Mario Kart. Ooh. Looks good. Ooh. I like the snap. It just goes on and off instead of the sliding feature. 2025, this is our year, baby. Play Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch games. Okay, so there's gonna be a different set of Switch 2 games. Like you cannot play Switch 1 games on a I mean you can't play Switch 2 games on a Switch 1. Okay, there. No, wait. Frozen digital certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2. Okay. So they're basically saying Switch 1 games, some of them won't be working on Switch 2 because different hardware, it might be a little bit different with the Joy-Cons, how they get detected, how motion works, right? Alright, so it's not a backwards compatibility issue, it's a forwards compatibility issue. Okay, I love how they put an announcement for their next announcement, which is April 2. I assume they're gonna release it summer, or I'm being more realistic, probably December. Alright, coolio. Final thoughts on Nintendo Switch 2. It looks pretty cool. I feel like I'm gonna buy it just because it's a big... I would get the second version. So let's say first batch comes out and there's all the kinks that they need to work out, and then get the second one where they fix everything, right? Similar to the version 1 of Switch 1, right? There were kind of a few problems, right? And I think for this, it just looks better. I don't know, I like the kind of the powdered look of it instead of the matte black that the original Switch 1 has. I like the kickstand. They look cleaner, I guess. Like it looks bigger, which is, I feel like they're kind of trying to be like, oh, we're kind of getting to the size of the Steam Deck, right? And yeah, I have no problems with it. It's just more of the same thing, just better. We'll have to see on the hardware if it's any better. The thing that interests me the most is this part right here, right? This little thing where it's like magnetic and you put it in and out, in and out. It's a snap rather than a slide, which is kind of like, I don't know how to feel about that, but we can assume that it's gonna be okay. As I was saying, it's gonna be easier to take off, but it might break as well. Like I just hate this one part where they show where it snaps in and there's that little chip right there. I feel like you could easily like just go pluck, right? I don't know. That's just me. Maybe they're gonna make it impossible to break. But yeah. As for this scene right here, where they're like gliding, is that gonna be a new mechanic that is gonna be potentially not as big? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Nintendo always has these kinds of gimmicks with their motion controls. And I feel like the Joy-Con itself is pretty good. It's like the Wii remote and stuff like that. But if they're gonna make it like, oh, you can slide it through, like, what are you gonna do with that? Like you'll need a table. And how often do we play on tables now? I mean, especially with a Nintendo Switch, right? You're either on your bed, traveling somewhere, right? And if you're playing TV version, right? Like if you're playing it plugged in, it's still a different experience because you're sitting on the couch or you're standing up. Like where you would have to move a table, and then you'd be like, oh, we have to bring back the table because we gotta trace around, right? It looks like the games look crispier, and the Nintendo Switch dock looks like this. It's kind of sad because like I have my own dock as well, like I forgot what it was called. Basically, it's just a replacement dock, right? And it's compact, and I'm wondering if it could work with this. Could they still work the same way? Is it still the same hardware where you can just use a similar, like the Switch 1 dock, right? That's what I'm curious about. I assume by the size of it, it will not fit in the Switch 1 dock. But if you look at the chipset, like if you take out the chipset and then just plug it in, will it work? That's what I'm wondering right now. And I'm hoping for it to be good, you know what I mean? It looks like a snazzier game console. That I can tell, I can say that for sure. It looks sleeker. It's not too kiddie because, you know, the colorful accents are kind of gone. Like this feels like a Switch Pro, you know. Some people wanted to call it like Nintendo Super Switch, similar to like Nintendo the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, and then the Super NES, which is the Super Nintendo, right? So I guess they went with Switch 2 because it's just easier. I like this also. Yoshi has like a drive-through here. So yeah, I'm curious when they're gonna release it. And this whole thing with the games, man, it's gonna be hard because like, oh, if you have Switch 1, Switch 2, you can't just switch games. You know, it's said fully compatible. So I assume you can still play it, but there's just gonna be some kinds of features that won't be available because essentially the Joy-Cons are a bit different, like the way they work, the way they detach and stuff like that. So I guess it's gonna be hard. And yeah, the asterisk is what's gonna get you there. So it can play, but it doesn't necessarily play it well. So we'll have to see by that point. Comment down below what you think about the first look trailer of Nintendo Switch 2. Is it something that you would buy? Is it something that you would wait on? Do you think it's going to come out in summer or the winter? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like the content, please do like and subscribe. I react/review anything under the sun, including gaming content, music, movies, whatever we like here. Hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and Jaguar out.